Hey, it's Mr. Luneski, and this is the last video in our three-part video series for today. Last thing we're going to discuss is midpoint. So midpoint is another formula that we have, so we're trying to just get all the formula stuff out of the way first. So just to give you the midpoint formula here, it is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2, and then y sub 1, my pen's getting a little weird, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. The big thing that you need to remember about midpoint is that it is exactly that. It is a point. So when you give your answer, it shouldn't just be a number. It should be two numbers listed as a coordinate point, x comma y, because we're finding a point on a graph somewhere. We're finding the middle. So again, there's a couple of different ways we can look at this. We can look at it graphically. We can look at it as just here's two numbers, or I'm sorry, here's 2 points. So we'll look at a graph one here. So what you want to do is you want to find the endpoints of the graph. So the endpoints here is that A is at -2, comma -4. So that's point A. And then point B is at 4, comma 1. So those are the coordinates of each of those points. And now, just like we did with the distance formula, all we're going to do is substitute these points into the formula. So we'll say this is x sub 1 and x sub 2. So we'll say -2 plus 4 divided by 2, comma, and then we're going to do our y's, -4 plus 1 divided by 2. And then we just simplify. So -2 plus 4 is +2 divided by 2 is 1. And then -4 plus 1 is -3. -3 divided by 2 is -1.5. And so if we take a look at our graph here, if we go to the point 1, comma -1.5, that would be about here and about there. And if we look at that, yeah, that looks to be about the middle. So there's two types of problems that you're going to see. The first type is given two endpoints, find the midpoint, and that's what we just did. Here are two endpoints, find the middle. The other type of problem that I'm going to show you is a little bit different. I'm going to jump ahead a bit. We'll do this one here. It's given the midpoint and an endpoint, what's the other endpoint? And so there's two ways you can kind of go about doing this. I'm going to show you what I think is the easier way, and that is to just sort of use lines and little jumps. So every time you have a problem like this, I always think it's important to draw just a segment and label it A, because this one's saying segment AB, so just draw some segment AB. And M is the midpoint, so we'll put M right there. And so here what it's saying is point A is at 3, comma 2. So what I like to do is just put 3 up here and then put 2 here. And then for this it's saying that M is at 4 and -1. So then put the X value up here and then the Y value at the bottom. And so now just think of this as a number line. So how many spaces do I have to move to go from 3 to 4? Well, from 3 to 4, that's 1 space. And so since this is the middle, the idea is you want to repeat what you do to get to the next spot. And so if this is 3, comma 4, when I go here to here, that's 1 more space. So B should be at 5. So the X coordinate for B should be at 5. The Y coordinate is going to be a little more difficult because it's not just one step from 2 to -1. So we're going backwards here, so it would be 2, +1, 0, and then -1. So here we're moving 1, 2, 3 spaces. And so now we need to continue that and move 3 more spaces. So 1, 2, 3 spaces puts me at B. So that would be -2, -3, -4. And so again, we go 1, 2, 3. So the coordinates of B would be at 5, negative 4. So that's one way of doing those problems where you have the two endpoints, or I'm sorry, you have an endpoint and a midpoint, and you're finding the other endpoint. All right, thank you for watching.